What's up guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be really special because I'll be making you meet a person who's really special. He's come all the way from UK. He's an inspiration to the youth, including me. He has many accolades and recognition to his credit. He's also a celebrity coach and a nutritionist. He's been training many people like who are winning various titles and making their nation throughout the world. So I would like to welcome Mr. Dan Wynes.
Hi, thank you very much. That was an awesome introduction.
So it is really nice having him out here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So, I know you in India, you're pretty famous out here. So, a few lines if you would like to tell our viewers about yourself.
Yeah, so I started fitness modeling at the age of 20. I started the gym 2 years earlier than that, seriously. I first went to the gym when I was 16 and I didn't really train with that much intent. You know, I wasn't consistent with what I was doing. Then I got to 18. I started my journey at 50 kilos, I should say that. So I weigh currently now 85 kilos. So I've put on 35 kilos since I first started the gym. I started because I had little to no confidence, no self-belief, and I just wanted to do that I just wanted to feel better, look better, you know. So that's where my journey started. So as soon as I got into it and started training consistently and with intent, you know, I saw my body really start to change. And when I saw that, that's when my confidence grew. At the age of 18, I got trained up to be a personal trainer, and I did that because my confidence had transformed hugely. And I just wanted to be able to give that back to people. So by giving that back to people, it's become the most rewarding part of my job. Like seeing people go from like transformation of whatever it is, maybe it's losing a lot of fat or gaining a lot of muscle or just getting very fit. The most rewarding part for me is the mental transformation that comes along with that they get when they get to their goal. So yeah, I've competed as a fitness model in the UK. I've won titles, Mr. Model, I won at Bodypower Fitfactor. So and there's been a lot that I've done. There's a lot that I want to achieve, and here in India there's a lot of opportunity with fitness. So my main aim here is really to help inspire people to get into fitness and to make a change, a positive change in their life in any way possible. So that's pretty much me.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to tell you that in India, like considering India, there are many people who know everything, okay? Like they have proper knowledge and everything, but the problem is they don't follow those things. For example, if you take me as an example, I know pretty much about training, nutrition and everything, but the problem is sticking to it and following it. Yeah. So do you have any take on your opinion on this?
I mean, the thing is, like I said, I trained for 2 years solid before I actually got any real good results. And the reason was because I wasn't consistent. You know, that's the key. Everyone comes and asks me. They're like, you know, what do I need to do for my abs? What do I need to do to build bigger arms, bigger shoulders? And it's just time. Like, if you do something for a long time, you get good at it, right? You know, if you want to get good at basketball, you shoot hoops. You want to get good at cricket, bowling. How many times are you going to bowl? Loads, thousands. You know, you're going to be so much better the 1000th than the first. So the thing is, it's not always about getting stronger in the gym is one of those things, but practicing the movements, those lifts, you get more efficient at them. You learn the form, and yeah, people know the form, but by becoming really efficient at it and practicing it a lot, that's when you get the best results, because you've got the best mind-muscle connection. So it's all about consistency.
There you go guys, this is what I try explaining all of you and all my friends, people who have their fitness queries. It's like people nowadays, if they don't get results, they give up, they just stop. But the main thing, the bottom line is that consistency is key. If you stop trying, you won't get results. So talking about this, there are many people, there are many students and youngsters, including me, who are struggling like hard in the gym, doing everything, but we're not getting results. Ask is, what's that special diet or training program that works for, say, big athletes and celebrities and not for the normal people? Like what is it? Is it something special and something different that like your clients or big athletes do that we cannot do? We cannot look like them. What is it? Why is it that we can't look like them?
Okay. So that's a common misconception. All of my training plans that I give to my clients, to the actors that I trained, celebrities, it's literally the same exercises. I'm not giving anyone any different exercises. The reason why some people get results and some people don't, you've already mentioned one. One is consistency. And two, you can do it, but you need to tick the boxes. So going to the gym and just going through the motions, that's not going to get you results, right? So you need to make sure that you're progressing your lifts. So if you're starting at 10 kilos, next week 11, 12, it needs to be progressive. Your body's going to adapt and change. So therefore, if you're not pushing yourself to force that adaptation, you're not going to get the results. So it works the same. So if you're looking, let's take muscle building for an example, because most people will want to build muscle.
Everybody wants to.
Yeah, everyone wants to build muscle. So the thing is, if you take that for an example, you need to make sure that your sleep is good. You need to make sure your recovery is good, which means don't train every day in the gym. Like, that's just not needed. The amount of people
don't take off nowadays.
They think
the harder they push the.
I mean, that's true, but then you need to be able to recover from that. If you're pushing too hard and you're not recovering, you're not going to get results. So the thing is, you need your recovery to be right. You need to make sure that you're still flexible, because if you're not flexible, you're not going to be able to go through the full range of motion in some exercises. So therefore, you're not going to be able to recruit the muscle as efficiently as possible. So you've got consistency, flexibility, rest. You've then got your nutrition. You've then got your training. So you can see there's lots of variables that people...
There are too many things, like more
Yeah.
than training and just nutrition.
Exactly. And the thing is, unless you really know what you're doing, and it's different, like people know how to train, like exercises they know, that's easy. But do they know how to adapt? And when I say adapt, I don't mean changing the routine every 6 to 8 weeks. That's just not needed. I very rarely change my clients' routines, because the thing that changes is their intensity within that session. So every session, they're going to be trying to go heavier or one more rep, so they're progressive. That's forcing the adaptation, not the new exercises.
Okay. They're trying to build up on the existing workout.
Exactly. So they're trying to make it harder for their own body. Then that forces the adaptation. So the other thing that you've got is people will they'll go in, they won't try hard, and they'll just tick the boxes. They'll go and eat their meals. So there's no intensity. Then you need to be training hard. Otherwise, your body just won't adapt. It's used to it.
One more thing, all of us know that you've been judging various competitions as well. You've been judging the Fitfactor, Bodypower. Okay, so there are many men's physique competitors and many bodybuilders as well. Like, what happens is, like, they're competing and they expect a lot from themselves.
Yeah.
They expect that they'll be winning, but eventually what happens is they end up being in top 15 or top 20. They lose. So what is your take on that? What is it, like, while you judge, what is it that the men's physique competitor or a bodybuilder needs to have? Like symmetry and everything. That's the...
Okay, so, I mean, this is a very difficult question, actually, because it depends on the day, So it depends on who your competition is. Bodybuilding, fitness modeling, men's physique, it's all fairly subjective. And by subjective, I mean, the reason why we have so many judges is because what I think looks good is different to what you think looks good. So it's very subjective. So the thing is, everybody that competes is there to win, right? No one competes to make the numbers up. So the thing that you've got to realize competing is, I've competed now 7 or 8 times. I've only won 2 shows. So, the thing is, you're not going to win every single show that you do. And it's not necessarily always about winning. When you're on stage at an event like Bodypower, or, with the Fitfactor regionals, or any of the competitions, you're going to be presented with opportunities by people. So it could be companies, photographers, it could be magazines, supplement companies. And the thing is, you just don't know. So the way you hold yourself, your attitude, and the way that you are just around these events can really make a huge difference to the opportunities that you get handed within the industry. So if someone sees you and they thought, wow, I thought that guy should have won, you know, and they didn't, but if they get really angry and they make a huge scene, then, you know, that's not appealing to companies. So, but if a company sees you and you've not done any of that, then they're going to be like, oh, that guy's really cool. He's down to earth, you know. He didn't win. I thought he should have won. He looked the best, but I'm going to offer him an opportunity.
It's not always about winning.
It's not. So winning is
There are many opportunities. Just winning is just a small part of it.
Exactly. I mean, I would want to win every time. You know, everyone wants to win. But think long term, you know, what are you competing for? Are you competing because you enjoy it, or are you competing because you want that to lead on to something else? 9 times out of 10, people want to get into magazines. They want to get sponsorships, you know. So
the bottom line is they want to make money and be famous.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You know, not like there's some really famous people within the industry now that used to compete, and yeah, they won some competitions, but there's some people now.
They have that kind of name.
Yeah, but there's some people in the industry that haven't competed, or when they did compete, didn't do that well, that are now huge. You know, huge in the industry. It's this. You know, India has got a phenomenal pool of bodybuilding and fitness modeling. So, you know, the way you separate yourself by doing those sorts of things makes a huge difference.
So I have around 10 questions, like 10 common questions by every fitness enthusiast. Like, people look up to celebrities, and like when they come to know that you are the one who like is involved in training such celebrities, so there are 10 common. I'll be asking you each question like a quick, and you can answer. So the first question is, who's your favorite bodybuilder and men's physique athlete from India?
Men's physique, I'm not too sure on, because it's not a men's physique isn't as big as it is here in India prestige. As it is. Not necessarily prestige, but it's just not as everyone loves bodybuilding. So to be honest, I haven't been able to see.
The craze is rising.
Yeah. That's the really exciting thing. Like when I've judged and I've seen some of the physique athletes, the talent is phenomenal. So that's really an area that's gonna come up. Bodybuilding, a good friend of mine, Sangram Chogley.
Sangram Chogley is like a bodybuilding legend.
Yeah, so, you know, he's a good friend of mine. We're about to start some seminar tours together. So, you know, he's a really good guy as well. I really like, this is exactly what I mean. Like, one of the reasons why he's so well respected, he's got so much time for his fans. You know, like I've traveled with him around India, and I've seen him take photos on airplanes with people, you know, when we're in line. Like, yeah, you know, he loves his fans. And that, to me, like, that is more important than your body, because you can be the most aesthetic person in the world and have a terrible attitude. But he has both. Like, he's got a phenomenal physique and an amazing attitude. So, yeah, I'd say Sangram Chogley. And a final point is, I really think, at the moment, an untapped area is female fitness modeling. Yes. So, in the UK and the rest of the world, that's huge. And that's somewhere where it really could grow here in India. And I think I think we will see that over the next few years. Yeah, like, even at our Fitfactor competitions, we have 100, 150 guys, and we only have like 5 to 10 girls. You know, so that shows you.
There were no girls at all, but now the numbers are rising.
It's gonna be big.
One common question is that, do you really need to train your abs?
Okay, so I love this question. I get this a lot, and everyone wants to ask me, because when I'm shredded, I have a 10-pack. So I have 10. Wow. But I did a post on this on my social media not too long ago. Now, there's a certain amount of this that is down to your genetic structure, just like anything within bodybuilding. Now, like I said, I have 10 when I'm really shredded. But that's not because I've worked to get to those 10. That's just the way my abdominal structure is. Some people will have 4, some people will have 6, some will have 8. Some will be symmetrical, some will not be symmetrical. You know, some will have incredible obliques, but very weak abs. Look at someone like Sadiq Hadzovic. You know, his abs here aren't that good, they're very flat, but then his obliques are insane. So, the thing is, I don't train my abs. I don't. And the reason why is because all of the lifts that I do, like squats, deadlifts, or like all of my movements are intense. So there's always a certain amount of my core being worked. So yes, maybe I should probably train them a little bit, but the thing is, with everything else, I just don't need to. You know, by training your abs, all you're doing is creating the cuts to be a little bit deeper. You know, it's not like your biceps, your shoulders, they're not going to grow to that same sort of level. So the other common mistake that people make is they don't train anything that can train their core because they're like, I don't want my core to expand. You know, it just doesn't work like that. So the thing is, it's just train them if you want, but you're not going to get insanely ripped abs from that. That's going to come from your nutrition.
So the next question is like, do you need pre-workouts?
Okay, this is another common one. So pre-workouts in the UK, Europe, US are huge. I very rarely use a pre-workout. Now, the time when I would use a pre-workout is when I'm tired. Okay?
When you're tired.
When I need a little bit of energy. And the reason is I've been guilty in the past of using a pre-workout every single session. And that's dangerous.
It becomes very addictive.
Exactly. And you become reliant on the caffeine here, because what happens is caffeine, it's a drug. Obviously we all use caffeine within coffee, tea, you know, soft drinks. But when you use caffeine, it's a stimulant. So it's going to give you more energy. And then when you don't get that extra energy from something, you don't feel as strong. And it can be a placebo. But that's just as important, because if it's a placebo and then you're not getting that effect, all of a sudden, when you come to the gym and you run out of pre-workout, the intensity isn't there. You know? So if you can get the intensity there without pre-workout, then why use it all the time? Have pre-workout there. Like, I use Bodypower's pre-workout, you know, but I only use it probably once a week or maybe once every other week.
Whenever you think
when I'm tired, you know. If I train at the end of the day and I've had a busy schedule, then yeah, I'll use it then. You know, but
that means we should be using it, but not on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, I do use it, yes. But that's the thing, I don't use it every day. That's going to cause a whole load of problems in terms of how your energy is, your sleep is going to be terrible as well. And then you just be reliant on caffeine then.
People who are not consuming whey protein, what's the next best thing that they can have post-workout? Okay,
so anything protein that's quick to get. Okay, so egg whites are good, chicken breast, you know, anything that's going to digest fairly quickly and not be too heavy. Yogurt, you know, just something that's high protein.
Okay, something that can be absorbed.
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, if you're having egg whites, then it's like 4 to 5 grams per egg white. You know, so that if you're having like a protein shake, that would be like 25 grams of protein per scoop. So that's like 4 or 5 eggs, right?
4 or 5 eggs.
So cook them, egg whites, eat them, done. It's the same thing. The only thing that changes with whey protein is the digestion period. So it's much more quickly absorbed into your system.
And in India, there's a common, like not a misconception, there's this thing called bulking and cutting.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are many people, there are many fitness enthusiasts and there are many gym goers who are like almost like fat for like 4 to 5 months, calling it, giving it the name of bulking. And then the remaining few months they are in great shape, calling it the phase of cutting. So do you think that bulking and cutting phase is really required, or is it just an excuse that people...
So this is going to be a confusing answer. So yes, bulking and cutting is necessary in my opinion. However, people use bulking as a huge excuse. They use it to eat whatever they want, to have this... Again, I did a social media post on this not too long ago on my Instagram. But they use it as an excuse. I've done this in the past. You know, more weight on the scale. They're chasing the scale weight. You know, they're like, I've put on 10 kilos, this bulk. And that they're like, yeah, but the thing is, how much stronger are you? You got to look at you're building muscle, right? That's your goal. So if you put 10 kilos on and your lifts have barely moved, have you really done what you wanted to do there? No. And the thing is, putting that fat on eventually has to come off, right? Exactly. You know, if you're going to compete or if you want to look shredded, it's got to come off. So why You got to work so hard to put that much fat on.
Exactly.
And then you got to work so hard to take that fat off to cut. So in my opinion, why take it to that extreme?
It should be moderate.
It should be moderate. So when I'm bulking, like I'm bulking now, but my condition isn't, you know, obviously I'm not shredded, but my condition isn't like,
People
yeah, you know,
no
like,
one's going to call you fat.
yeah. But that's the thing, like I've been in that position before where I've chased the scale numbers. I've bulked up to 93 kilos, which is 9 kilos heavier than I am now. But did I gain any more muscle when I cut down? No, like if anything, I worked so hard to get that fat off me, I probably lost muscle in the process.
That's what gaining muscle is much more slower than losing fat. You can like
Yeah,
losing body fat.
exactly.
It's pretty not pretty fast, but if you compare it with gaining muscle.
Exactly.
It's quite fast.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got to look at it like this. Like bulking, your aim is to build muscle. Okay, so you've got a finite amount of muscle that you can build, whether you're natural or whether you're assisted. You've got a small amount of muscle that you can build within that time frame, right? If you're doing a 12-week or 24-week bulk, then you know you're not going to gain 10 kilos. You're just not. That's not possible.
And even if you do, that's not muscle.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. So it's not pure muscle. If you gain 10 kilos, it's going to be fat. So that's where you need to really look at it and think, what do I want out of this? I want to build muscle, so just be sensible about it. Don't go too crazy.
How to be famous in this industry, in the fitness industry? There's so many people. How do they stand out from each other?
You just need to separate yourself. Like I said earlier when I was talking about your attitude, it's not how many competitions you win. You know, you get opportunities through being yourself. So if you're funny, be funny. You know, if you're serious and you want to educate people, be serious and educate people. The thing is, the worst thing that people do is they portray something that they're not. Because when you start doing that, you're going to get found out. You know, when you're not suddenly funny when someone meets you, they'll be like, oh, he's not as funny as I thought he would be, you know?
It's about delivering what is expected.
Just, yeah. And the thing is, like, the only way you'll do that 100% of the time is by being yourself. It's about networking, though. So you need to make sure that, like I said, at these events, you know, be yourself for one, but then be genuine, you know? Like, be a nice person, you know, to everyone. You just don't know people. Like, you get the wildest opportunities when you're just nice to people. You know, when you genuinely want to help people. I've had so many opportunities in this industry, and it's all stemmed from my only aim is to help people. I want to help inspire people to change. You know, I've come from where everyone else was. You know, there's nothing special about me. I've just had belief, and I've just followed what I wanted. You know, I had that dream and I wanted to achieve that. And look, I've had some phenomenal people help me out to get to where I am now. And that's the thing, that's all you need. You just need someone else there to help you, guide you in that right direction. And you get that by, if you show someone that you're a nice, genuine, caring person that isn't selfish, isn't in it for their own reasons and wants to help people, then someone's going to pick you up and take you along that journey too.
How is the fitness scenario like in UK different from India?
Okay, so
And like, what does India need to do to come up to that level?
the only thing that I think is different is I think the UK is just ahead of time in terms of fitness. So I think it'll be exactly the same in 3, 4, 5 years here. So 10 years ago, there was very little people in the gym in the UK. You know, if you're a fitness guy, if you're a bodybuilder, you know, now every teenager in the UK, I want to go to the gym, I want to get big. You know, so there's a huge trend in the UK of guys, girls, older population now getting involved as well. You know, so anyone, so yeah. So the thing is, I think the thing that leads that is the film industry, celebrity culture. And the thing that's happened in the last 10 years is what have we had? You know, how many superhero films have we had? All the guys in those films are jacked. You know, they're shredded.
That is what make them look like superheroes.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, more and more Bollywood actors are getting into the gym. You know, so I feel like as soon as that comes in, people get inspired by that. They're like, whoa.
And in India, people like
Yeah.
worship franchise.
Exactly. So I was inspired. I went to the cinema. That was one of the reasons why I started taking it more seriously and being more consistent. I saw Chris Hemsworth in Thor, the first Thor film. That came out when I must have been 18 and 17, 18. And yeah, I just saw that, and I saw his transformation go from, I think he put on a crazy amount of muscle. I'm not sure on the specific numbers, but I saw that and I was like, wow, like he looks so different. So that's all it is. It's just a matter of time, and it will come here to India too.
And who's your favorite Bollywood actor in terms of?
So at the moment, I've met a few, and I met Sahil Khan at Bodypower. He was really good, cool guy.
Oh, Sohail Khan.
Yeah.
Salman Khan's younger brother.
Yeah, and he was good. And who else have I met? Oh, VJ. He's a South Indian, Chennai. Telepathy, VJ. Mahesh Babu.
Mahesh Babu.
Yeah.
Mahesh Babu is pretty popular.
Yeah. So I've met all of those guys, and they're all really cool. So, yeah, any one of those three, I think.
Okay, so like everyone in life has a turning point. Like you've been pretty famous from the very beginning, but like recently when you got an association with Bodypower, and after that like things changed. Like it was your turning point. You became very famous after that. So like for me, my turning point is taking his interview. This is my turning point.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Too kind.
So that's my question. What was your turning point in life? Like what made you a rage? Like even in Indian fitness, people look up to you now, and almost everybody knows you. Like people who go to exposed gym goers, people who follow Bodypower, almost everyone knows you. So what was that turning point?
It's very difficult. I think the turning point for me was I went to my first Bodypower show in 2014 in the UK at Birmingham, and I walked around the expo, and I remember meeting some of these guys that I looked up to on YouTube. Like I met Scott Herman, Rob Riches, Greg Plitt, legends in the industry back then. So still legends, but I met them and I just spoke to them. I picked their brains. It's like, what do you do? How do you do it? All the same sort of questions that you're asking me, and people ask me all the time. And I realized something really important, and I mean this with no disrespect to any legends. They were no different to me. They're no different to you, or anyone else. And the thing that made them different was their routines and habits. And I walked away from that expo so inspired and enthused, because I realized they started the same as me and you and anyone else. And the thing is, they didn't start like the way they were. They had to learn that. They had to develop. They had to practice and be consistent. And then it was just the way that they portrayed themselves was so genuine. When you meet them, they're exactly like they were on the camera. So that's what really turned it for me, because I walked away from that and was like, I know what I need to do. I've got this plan now. I'm just going to dedicate the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. Like, I'm just going to do this until I get to where I want to be. And for me, that was just a huge switch. And since then, I'm just so motivated and hungry to make a difference. And that's something else. That's when I say I want to help inspire people. I just want people to realize that. If they realize that and they get that from me, amazing. That's my job done. That's all I want to do. Because then they will have the same experience. They'll go home and then they'll go, you know what? I can do this too. Dan's no different to me. He's done it. So if he can do it, I can do it. And that's pretty much my turning point.
So I'm already inspired by his speech and everything. So that is it. And he's a nice, talking about being humble, and even after so much of success, this person is an example of that. I came and I met him. He met me like a normal person. I was nervous, like how will I talk to him, but things were pretty normal. This is exactly his point and my point too. Even if you are the most famous person on earth, you need to be humble, because unless you can have the best physique, you can be the most popular person on earth, but unless you're a good human being, nothing matters, in my opinion, in everyone's opinion. So if any of you are looking to take your body to the next level, please consider him as your coach. And I've seen his clients transform, and he has incredible knowledge. Even today in the City of Joy, yesterday there was fit meet out here. It was an event. He delivered his speech out there, seminar on nutrition. So he's very knowledgeable, and out in fitness what happens is 10 different people will tell you about 10 different things, and people cannot understand which one they should follow. So if you have any kind of doubt, please do contact him, reach out to him. I'll put his contact details in the description box below, and that is it. So you have any special message for our viewers?
Really, I just want to reiterate everything. Like, if you have a dream and you have something you want to achieve, it's going to take a lot of work and effort. So just please don't give up. There's so many chances, and there's going to be so many setbacks. And the thing is, you need to believe and get through those to get to where you want to be. There's so many times when people are not going to believe in you and what you can achieve. And the thing is, if you believe, then that's going to get you through that. And that's all you need. Whether it's family, friends,
You need to have the vision.
you need to have your own vision and the belief in that vision. And then you will get to where you want to be. It's literally that simple. But yeah, so it's been a pleasure to be on this. Thank you for everyone. Thank you to Nishits. And the thing is, I just want to say, if you want to contact me, as Nishit said, for any online training, or just follow me along just to see what I'm doing, it's at Dan Wynes on Instagram, and the same on YouTube too. So yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
So we share many things, interests. I love vlogging, and even he loves vlogging. So I'll also put the link to his YouTube channel. Do check that channel out, because his vlogging is much better than my vlogging. So it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Really
We'll see you in our next video, and this time we'll be vlogging.
Thank you.
We are